All right, let's see here. And now I gotta find my chats.
Tell him all this girl.
Yeah,
She home with her.
here we go. Okay, guys, we are live. So let's see if any chats comes on to join us. Okay, we got a couple people coming in. Hey, everyone. Right. Awesome. Except I can't see unless you comment, guys, I can't see. And so go in and switch your good evenings and hello so we can get a sense of who's coming on. But I love how everybody is always on time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good session. All right, let's see. Leona.
Oh, someone
Hi.
is all from the British Virgin Islands.
Hi.
Hi.
Yay! We are so happy to have you. See, we're all excited, Leona. So we're like, hey, British Virgin Islands, we're excited. Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Let's see who else sends me a message here. Sends us a message. Sanjay, Mr. Sanjay. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Jason, hi, Jason. Good evening. We're having all the cool people, the cool kids come on first, right? Everybody's cool. Everybody's cool. Okay, because everybody's working on Jamaica time. We give them a little bit more time to kind of pop in and get going. Sanjay said he's not bad. Good. How's Mandeville? Nice and cool? It's cool over here, so it must be cool in Mandeville. Yeah. I think we finally had our rain stop maybe like 2 days ago. But it's nice and cool. Hi, faithful child Kalina. Good evening. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We'll give everybody a couple more minutes. Nice and cool and lockdown. That's true. It's lockdown. Everybody needs to be on here because you have nothing else to do. So why not join us? Hang out. All right. Okay, we have a good little crew of people. Mr. McCool is on. Hi, Mr. McCool. Thank you for joining us. He's really Mr. McCook, but we started calling him Mr. McCool. So just so you know, the inside joke. Hi, Leslie. Good to see you guys. All right. I think we have a nice little crew on here. So thank you guys for joining us. I should say our extended audience for joining us. You guys are always faithful to come online and share some time with us, and we do appreciate it. And tonight I have some very special guests for you guys. Two beautiful ladies in farming. I don't know if you guys, we have for ladies or women in agriculture. You know, we were trying to create the slide, and some people like go with ladies, and some people like go with women. I'm like, I don't know what the difference is, but I guess it depends on how you like to call it. Either way, we're beautiful and we're having a great night and we're going to have a really good discussion. So my two guests, guys, are ladies, everybody are Tiana Dallas. And some of you are probably familiar with Tiana because she's been on, she's pretty consistent coming on, always having some great feedback and insight when she comes in and joins us with our sessions. And just to give you a little bit of background about Tiana, she's a pediatric nurse and a practical nurse and a trained educator. And okay, young lady, you're gonna have to explain sugar ants, but we're not gonna do that right now because
that's for another time.
Okay, we'll leave that. But she is now a farmer, and she's gonna give us a little bit more about her background here in a little bit. And then our other guest is Yendi Simon. So you guys are familiar. You see Natty that comes on from Chelsea's Best Farm. Natty's other half, or the better half. Can I say that? He'll let me say that. So she's going to tell us a little bit about Chelsea's Best Farm here when we get to that. So I'm going to start back and forth between each of you ladies. I'm going to ask you questions and, just give us your information because we want to learn all about you. So Tiana, I'm going to start with you. So tell us a little bit about yourself, really your life pre-farming. So how the nursing, the teaching, all that good stuff. Just give us a little bit of who you are.
I'm a lot of things, as you outlined.
Yeah.
Because honestly, when you said pediatric nurse, I was like, oh my God, I forgot that I did that. I was like, okay. But currently at the moment, I am a full-time teacher as well as a budding farmer in rabbit rearing and tilapia fish rearing. And also I'm enrolled at the Aeronautical School of the West Indies. That's out by Tinsipen at Spanish Town Road. Currently studying to become a private pilot. So it's a lot on my hands at the moment.
Yes, very nice. So what interested you in being a pilot? Oh, can I say something though? I did ground
Sure, go ahead.
I did ground school years ago, and I did one flight going up, and then I stopped. So I'm impressed. We have something else in common, but I remember what I
I
studied.
cannot.
But
I did one flight, and let me tell you truly, I had to dose me with halls afterwards. That motion sickness is not nice. It's not,
yes, it is something you have to
it's
get
not,
used to.
but
The
it's
motion and
amazing.
yes.
It's
So
amazing.
what made you wanted to do pilot, become a pilot, or train to be a
Well,
pilot?
I've always had love for aeronautical studies. It started in high school where I was a part of the aviation club. So, that piqued my interest. And, as you grow up after a while, different things interest you. That was how farming came in to the whole picture.
Okay.
Right. And so time went by, you explore different things. And it was just one day I visited a friend down Tinsipen, and he was saying to me that I need to check out the ground school, see what it's like. And it's like when I went over there, like the sparks flew and that love for aviation ignited all over again. So that was how I got back into the field of aviation.
All right. Very cool. Isn't it expensive though? I think I stopped at the expensive part because when I started doing flying, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to rethink this because the budget wasn't working. How expensive?
It's very expensive. It's very expensive. But one thing I can tell persons, not that you're just gonna jump and do stuff and not sure how, but sometimes you just have to take a risk.
Yes.
Sometimes you just have to take a risk. Sometimes you just have to jump. As Steve Harvey would say, in order for you to succeed or move on to a next level, you just have to jump. You may never know how things are going to work out.
Yeah.
And the people never to limit yourself. Always have multiple doors open. So in the event that one close, you go and open the next one.
Absolutely.
But if you limit yourself, you're just going to always stay at the basic.
Yes, that's so true. That's so true. So you said teaching. What level teaching? What subject? Tell us a little bit about the teaching that you do right now.
All right. So currently, I teach at a remedial institution where I teach kids to read. Basically, we teach them to read via the subjects taught in the primary school curriculum, like the math, English, IT. Surprisingly, I'm not good at math, but my students have 100 pass mark. Don't ask me how. Do not ask me how. But they're wonderful kids. They make my job easy. They're
awesome.
very wonderful kids.
Very good. And you, Miss Yendi, tell us a little bit about you pre-farm or pre-full-time farm. Let's do it that way.
Just dabbling a bit of well, I used to do like work in production, where I did some managing, like office managing. I'm a plumber.
Really?
Wow.
Certified. I just dabble, as you say, I just dabble into anything I can get my hands on.
Yeah.
Well, and then I'm from Kingston originally, so and then I moved to Montego Bay. So I was working in a construction office, but that closed down. And then we opened a shop, a gift shop. So, but that's running on its own now. So, and then with COVID and everything, so I'm home with the kids, but I still do stuff here and there and with the farming. So, just at the farm now.
Nice. What kind of shop you have? What kind of shop is that?
A gift shop.
A what?
A gift shop.
Gift. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't hear. It goes with age, your ears start going to it. A gift shop. All right, very nice. But plumbing, I love how you ladies are so diverse. Pilot and plumbing. Like, how do you get into plumbing? How does that work?
Well, my father is a plumber, so I grew up in it. So just like farming, I grew up around it. My grandparents, they have farmland in St. Elizabeth. So I mean, from I know myself, I've been going to St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland and just come back home and produce.
Wow.
And
All
that's
right.
it.
Men of multiple talents. I really, really like that. Very nice. Very nice. So, Tiana, tell us a little bit about, you mentioned a little bit what you're doing, but tell us a little bit about your farm, what you have, how you started, what what you're trying to accomplish, I guess is a good word, with your farm. Give us a little bit of what's going on there.
Well, just like what Yendi just explain or express, most of that started from our parents, grandparents, grew up with animals and stuff around. So that was where one of the love for agriculture, especially animal husbandry, came in. But I always had pigs at home. At one point, I had to 60 something pigs.
Wow.
Mhm.
Oh, I think we lost Tiana there for a second. I think she froze. All right.
Internet.
We're going to give her a minute. We're going to give her a minute to come back in. So actually, Yendi, I'm going to ask you the same question then. So tell us about Chelsea's Best Farm. What do you guys have going on? Give us a little bit about, sell your farm to me. Tell me what you got going on.
Well, let me try. Well, we're Chelsea's Best Farm. We specialize in pigs, goats, cows, exotic birds, honey, bees. So we dabble in a bit of here and there.
Okay.
We started out with birds, the exotic birds, and it just grew from there. And then we moved to the bees, and then after the bees, we got our one cow,
Okay.
we got our one pig.
Uh-huh.
I would just go from one goat and I would just go from there until it expands to what it is today. So, and then with both of us, we love the farming. It's more up our alley. We get to work for ourselves, sustain our family, and sustain others around us that we can.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna Tiana's trying to come back in, so we'll see if her power just went out. So we'll see if she makes it back in. Hopefully it comes back in pretty soon. That's what living in the country, guys. Life on the country. Uh-oh. Then I lost. Oh wow. I just lost the ND too. Hold on here, guys. Okay. I lost both my guests. Go figure. Power went out for Yendi too. But I just lost Yendi as well. Okay, I guess I'm on my own with this tonight. Okay, Ray usually does a good job at this, so let me see how well I can do tonight with this. So, hi, Ricardo, thanks for joining us, and I see Howard came in and Kenneth. So, I guess I'll tell you guys just a little bit more from my perspective as it relates to this whole farming thing. I think some of you already know my story. But I'm going to tell you guys just maybe a little bit of things that you don't know. So I think one person is just coming back in. Let's see who that is. Yendi came back. Hold on. Let me put her back up. But
Sorry about that.
That's okay. I was going to give them a little bit of background.
Light never gone to.
Light never gone for you. Okay, good. No, I kind of wanted to give them a little bit of my background because we heard your guys' background, right? So my background, guys, is I knew nothing about farming. You know how everybody else had family that farmed, and my family did not farm. When I was growing up, I should say. I think when my parents were younger, they did a little bit, like their parents did a little bit of farming. But when I was growing up, I did not have anything to do with dirt. The only time I touched dirt is when I fell down. All right. And so my thing for farming came around when I started making goat milk products. So when I was living in Atlanta, or I should still say I'm still there, living in Atlanta, I made goat milk soap and goat milk lotion just out of sheer curiosity. There's really no driving force behind it. It's just a kind of sheer curiosity. And then with doing that, talking to my brother, if anybody ever hear me talk about my brother, his name is Dane. And a lot of people think we're twins, but we're not. But I refer to him as a walking encyclopedia because anything that goes on in Jamaica, he lives in Florida, but he knows every and anything about what goes on in Jamaica. So he would always talk to me about, there are all these goats in Jamaica. You should consider starting a farm in Jamaica. I'm like, what? Why? What? That's not me. Because of course I was corporate America. And I'm like, I don't touch dirt unless I fall down. And I'm not so sure how that would go. But anyway, I listened to him and we started doing our research and our homework. And here we are today. So now I do get dirty and I do like playing in mud and poop. Go figure. Who would have thought? Okay. But anyway, so that we have Yendi back, I'm going to let her continue. You telling us about Chelsea's Best Farm. So how long have you guys been around?
Roughly, how old is LJ? 7 years.
Okay, 6-7 years. Okay, so you've been doing it for a minute. All right. So what inspired you guys to start? Is it just kind of the family thing, or what else inspired you to like say, hey, we should keep going with this or pursue this?
Well, I mean, as two young adults going about our lives, trying to find our way, I guess. Like we had the birds, started with the birds, and with the birds, and then we had a son, so we needed to make something of ourselves or try to get more income. So we just started, just dabbled, and both of us were in school. He stopped and I continued. So he just went into the bees straight away. And from there, just went to the cows and the goats and the pigs and just continued. So I guess our kids has our driving force as part of our, motivation to continue and do this. So, and I mean, as I said, grew up in it too. So it's not like we don't know what we're doing. So it just seemed like the better route. So, and yeah, it's been working so far. So
very good. Very good. So is it just you and Natty, or do you have other people that help you guys? And how big is your team? I guess I should ask.
Well, we have a business partner, but we have a couple, 2 or 3 person that help us. But for like one of the farms, we use people from the community to help. So that way, we get them involved. So I guess, like, I guess, what you call it now? Like people, young kids or not young kids, let me say, people that want a work,
a day work,
just sit on the corner, they can do something and make themselves productive. So I mean, that works for both of us. So I guess in that case, and then with the goal to have one other worker that's help to maintain and take care of the goats with us. So it's working and growing. So
all right. Very good. And since I know more about goats than any other animal, what is your system for your goats? Are you intensive where you bring all the food in, or are you semi-intensive? Is there some grazing, or how do you guys do it?
Okay, we're semi-intensive, so they graze and we bring in food to them as well.
Okay, all right. And what's your target goal? I'm going to ask about every sector right now, but what's your target goal for your goats? Is your market meat, or is it breeding stock, or milk, or what is the focus of Chelsea's Best Farm?
Well, for now, meat.
Okay.
Meat and I guess value-added products that come along with it, if any.
Right. Okay.
If it's possible. So, but for now, meat.
Meat, just mainly meat. So, are you selling to meat shops or individuals? Who are you selling to right now? Or basically
right now we have meat shops.
By restaurants, maybe cook.
Yes, we have restaurants as well. A couple. And a couple individuals. So it's basically double here and there.
Okay.
where
All
we're
right.
at the
Good.
moment.
All right. And so let's talk about your other markets, like your pig and your cow. So you can educate me on those because I know nothing about them. But like your pigs, what do you guys do? It's kind of the same questions. How do you what's your market for the pigs?
The same, it will be the same. So
Okay.
we have a major distributor that we will sell to, and then we have individuals that come in as well, and we have a couple of shops that we will sell to as well. So
Very good. So all your markets are pretty much the same then, as far as how
yeah.
you distribute your stuff. Okay. What about honey? I want some honey. I want bees, but that's a discussion. But anyway, for now, I'll just say I'm looking for some honey.
Honey right now, we're more focusing on the animals, but the bees, they sustain themselves, so
Mhm,
it's there.
mhm.
Um, we reap 2 times for the year,
Okay.
so we're in April, so well, reaping time about time about now. So
Okay.
maybe we'll see. Let's see how the honey goes this year. Hopefully, it's not bad because last year we didn't have such a good year. So
Right. Very
um,
good. Very well. Okay. I mean, honey is it's a good market because everybody wants honey and it's kind of hard to get, so it's a good market to be in. So, but all right, cool. So, we talked a little bit, and you were kind of giving me an idea of what are some of your roles and function in the whole farm endeavor. So give tell the audience what your role is in the whole Chelsea's Best
I'm
ventures.
just I'm just in the background. I just anything that have to do with administration, accounting, ordering,
Mhm,
selling,
mhm,
um, what else? Creating products, byproducts from whatever we have.
mhm.
If I have to call in ordering for this, ordering stock, anything on the back page that you can think
All
of.
extremely important roles because guess what? If you weren't there, they would fall apart.
Well, I
Let me
hope
know.
not. I hope so. I don't know.
Yes, yes, all very extremely important roles. Because yeah, you have to have somebody holding on the back end to make the front end work because it all works.
True.
So
Yeah.
you serve a really vital function. So like the accounting stuff, I don't like that. I do the accounting too, but I don't like it. I mean,
Well, I mean, I'm used to it, so it's
yeah.
really
Uh-huh.
very nerdy for me. So I guess that's why I have to do it. So
Yes, me too. You do what you have to do, but math is not my thing. You know how Tiana said math wasn't her thing. I mean, I use my 10 fingers and my 10 toes and a calculator to make sure everything works.
can't go
But
wrong with the calculator.
can't go wrong with a calculator. Cannot go wrong with a calculator.
And then sometimes I go on the farm, but with COVID, I don't really, and then with kids, I don't really want to go out
So
in the. So I just would mostly work from home if not. But I mean, normally I would go on the farm and see what they're doing and help and whatever. Feed the pigs, feed the goats, do what
jump
I
in.
need to do, dig what I need to dig, pick what I
Yeah,
have to pick,
I don't
plant what
know.
I have to plant. I plant the seedlings,
Mhm.
prepare them for when they planted them on the farm and stuff. So I mean, you help. I'm a employee, an employer, do everything. You have to
We
do
have
everything.
we have
So
to. We can't just go. Oh, it's you
and
take
I
care of it.
mean, you learn too along the way and you get better. So I don't mind learning. So
That's true. That's true. And it's said many times on here. I know Lincoln has said it. I know Mackie has said it, but everybody and Mr. McCook has said it. It's like it's always a learning game. If you ever think that you know everything, that's when you're in problems. You're gonna run.
oh yeah, because every something different is gonna happen every day. So I mean, you're not gonna know. So if you still just have to learn so that when it happens again, you know, so all right, this is what it is or whatever. So I mean, yeah, and it's fun, interesting.
Yeah.
You don't sit down around a computer every day or
Mm.
whatever. So get
It's
exercise.
there you
So
go. So how
help.
close are you guys to the farm? Do you live pretty close to the farm or do you live on the farm? How does it work?
One is a hour away and the other is 45 minutes away. So I mean, you have to travel back and forth.
Yeah, that's a big
So,
factor in because you said you have
and then
children. How old are
yeah,
your
and then
children?
both are in opposite directions. So,
Ooh,
the-
ouch, ouch. Okay.
but the good thing is when you start at one, you drive go to the other, so you come back in like a circle. So it's worked out itself.
All
So
right, that's very good. That's very good. And you have people that, so to speak, oversee each of the locations, at least one person that's kind of responsible for that location, and you guys.
right,
Okay.
right.
All right. All right.
So I always have someone on the farm at all times. So it's not nobody. Someone is always there. So
So,
uh,
what's it like to find workers?
yeah. So
You know, I like to
what
stir
I
the pot.
realized
Uh,
with any field, physical field nowadays, but even with plumbing, it's hard to find people that want to get their hands dirty nowadays. I grew up getting my hands dirty, so listen now, you have to work for what you want or need. So if you don't want to work, that's a bye bye. We're
mhm.
gone next. So that's just how it is. So and the field that we're in, you have to get your hands dirty. You have to work hard. You have to put in your all. So if you're not 100% on the team, then
Mhm.
yeah. So then that's why even part of my role is behind the scenes because I would just be like, listen, no, by mute it myself because when I not a long talk in an argument with nobody because work is work. So that's just what it is. So
Yeah.
I grew up to my parents working hard, so me have to come and work hard for my kids too. So if you can work hard, I don't know. This nowadays, I don't know what people sit down on corner don't
Yeah.
want to work.
Yeah.
Just don't people don't want to work. It's
And
just
I'm
not
amazed. I'm amazed. I'm like, okay, you don't work, and how do you live? I mean, I don't get it. I know, like you, if I don't work, I can't eat. So I don't know how they do it.
exactly.
Like,
I can't pay my
maybe
bills, can't
that we
eat.
don't know. Yeah.
So and the quick money thing that's not gonna work either because as they get it gone, so you still have to work. So
Working, yes, yeah. It's one of the ongoing topics we've had on and off is how do you find good workers and motivating them and getting them to stay with the program, and we're all using different techniques basically to get, I like to say, to get a buy-in from your workers so that they buy into the what you're doing and your focus and how you're doing it. If you're just here to work, you just kind of get half work.
yeah,
If they have a vested interest, then you're going to get a little bit more out of them. So that's
right.
maybe
Well,
we.
and that's why we have create like a team, where you're a part of something. So it's not like you just come into a 9 to 5 every day to
Mhm,
just do something. You're a part of a team, so you're basically you grow with us, and we'll help you to grow and
mhm.
provide if we can. We provide whatever we can provide for you at the time if it's possible. So you know, we're not trying to work it to death, but
That's true. But you still have to get the work done. Yeah.
right.
So one of our big focuses that some of the people on here have heard before is that we're all about working smarter, not harder, and using as much. And I use the term loosely when I say equipment, but equipment, not big heavy equipment, but equipment to help you, and tools to help you
Mhm.
process and do things faster, right? So instead of a cutlass, maybe a weed whacker, or
Right.
just simple little things like that. Although we had one guy one time that told us he can work faster with his cutlass than the weed whacker. We're like, okay, but we'll have that discussion another time. But giving them the tools that they need so that they
Mhm.
can actually do the job better, quicker, faster, easier. Not
Mhm.
in the bending, back breaking. So I mean, you can't get away from the sun, but make sure everybody's protected and doing
Mhm.
their knowing what they're doing and have the right things to do what they need to do. All right, cool. So what are some of the short-term goals for Chelsea's Best Farm? And I forgot what the aquatics is called. Supreme Aquatics Habitats, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so hold on. Before you get to that question, so the Supreme Aquatics Habitats. So I
Mhm.
saw some really fancy stuff. Like you guys not just have the fish? Like you go and you build ponds and stuff? Yeah, design ponds?
Yeah, we build ponds, we maintain them, we provide the exotic fish, the tanks, whatever it is, fish.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So you guys, you need to go online and check out Supreme Aquatics Habitats because there's some beautiful work on there that they've done. So, okay. And as far as you said, you do the birds. So do you have people that come visit your farm or is it just, do you have a whole visiting aspect? Because we interviewed the boss. Yeah. He's out in your way, like Montego Bay, and he has a lot of tours and visits. So do you guys do some of the same things?
No, no, it's more private.
Okay.
And then we carry produce to where we need to go or whatever it is.
Okay. All right. All right. So do you deliver or do I have to come and pick up my stuff?
Both.
Both. Okay. All right. Very good. Okay, it's all about convenience these days. So I need to know.
Well, it depends because we're in Western Jamaica. So I mean, if you're on this side of the planet, then sure we'll deliver. But if not, then you might have to come and pick up.
Okay. I'll make the necessary arrangements to come and pick up my stuff.
I can make a day out of it. You can probably tour the farm that day.
That's nice.
Or farm that day.
Yeah, if we come out, it's probably going to come and tour the farm and, to see everything. We never just come and leave. You always have to explore it because there's so much to Jamaica. And that's actually another reason why I like this forum because I've learned so much from, people and what they do and how they do it. And most people would never guess that all this stuff is going on in Jamaica because I didn't know. And I'm like, wow, we have some really interesting people doing some really phenomenal things. So I'm always glad to interview everybody and find out what they do on their little niches and everything. All right. So back to the question that I was asking a little bit earlier. Let's say 5 to 10 years, short-term, long-term goals. What are some of the goals you guys have for Chelsea's Best Farm? Where you want to be? Where do you see yourself? What are you trying to accomplish?
We're just expanding and hopefully we can live on the farm.
Okay. All right.
And just be able to sustain ourselves and live off the farm.
Mm-hmm.
And the farm will be able to run on its own and sustain itself. So yeah.
So you haven't set them out. You have to make clear, clean, specific goals. Like, by we're going 2021. Let's say by next year you're gonna have how many pigs do you have now?
Pigs. We have
a rough number. You don't have to give me the exact.
About 30 something pigs.
All right.
And
so maybe
it's growing.
Yeah.
So hopefully by the end of the year, we're trying to reach 150 per month.
Nice. All right, that's a nice volume.
50 per month. Sorry, no, 50 per month. Sorry.
All right, that's good. Somebody asked me a question this morning, and I said 99, and my goal is 100. They're like, "You're one away." I'm like, "No, I'm not one away. I meant to say 200." So I understand.
So and to start to create a system that will still sustain itself. So if we reach the 50, then that should be able to sustain us, that it would carry up to the next month and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So do you do your slaughtering? Do you have an abattoir?
No.
Okay. So you give that to somebody else.
We have a satellite farm, so they will slaughter for us.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, sorry. We are the satellite farm, so we will provide. We have a bigger distributor that has the abattoir and stuff, so we will supply them. Or if we need to get anything sorted for us, they will slaughter for us.
Okay. All right. Okay, because that's another whole aspect of it. So, are you guys going to create your own meat line with your own? Do you have your Chelsea's Best label with your meat line? No.
No, we're just gonna not right now. Maybe in the future.
Think about that. Yeah, because it's all about branding, right? Figuring out what your brand is and kind of formulate that brand and go with it. So I'm going to throw that out there as an idea for you. And when it does well, just remember who told you that idea.
I will.
But yeah, you guys should really consider it because you guys are doing a lot of great things. Okay. So as far as But we talked a little bit about this, like the business side and the marketing. So you really just mainly work with distributors then? You don't really market independently to the general public, so to speak, as much? Or it just
No,
depends?
that's mostly distributors right now, and as I say, I guess people close people around us probably. So that's really, yeah. Because with the distributor, that is right now it's maintaining itself. So we don't so go out individually,
Mhm.
not really so efficient right now. So
That makes sense. Yeah, you got to figure out what's your best return on investment and the best time where best place where time and money is spent, right? So
right, yeah.
just to work with one distributor and then all the little people down the road. Okay. All right. But how did you guys create those relationship with distributors? How did you find, did you go out and find them or did they find you? How did that work?
Well, funny enough, Nathan's uncle is a big pig farmer, so it just worked out.
Okay. All right. Very nice. So you kind of just
And
tagged
then
on.
from there, and then with our other partner, he himself he has distributors as well. So it just works out.
Okay. It's all about networking and who you know and who you can work with
Yeah,
and who can say, hey,
pretty
call
much.
this person. It definitely networking is the key and knowing where to go. Okay. All right.
And as you said, we're still learning and we're still trying meeting new people and still getting into the system of things. So it's only, as I say, only to grow and expand more. So
Very good. Very good. So and you need to add and have our own meat line. Write that down.
and have our own meat line.
Very good. All right. So what are some of the challenges that what are some of the challenges that you guys face as a farm and then you face being the female helping out or being the backbone behind that farm? What are some of the challenges that you guys have?
Well, as a farm, naturally, nature.
Mhm.
Um, what else? Oh, feed. If feed is short, because
Mhm.
we use
I'll join in on
bacteria,
that little discussion.
and even grass sometimes to just find grass to feed.
Mhm.
So you have to really go out and explore so you can find spots and you're not going in anybody grass spots or anybody, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So and what else? Maintaining the animals, you have to make sure that they are well maintained. So you have to make sure you check them every day because every day is something new. Or even the other day, one of the goats buck one of the next goats in the side. We have to learn to stitch. So we have to
Oh.
use the hand neck.
So you like a big old gash
So,
and you have to sew it up? You like cut.
yeah,
Wow.
it
I've
wasn't
seen
a big hole, but
you still
big
had to do
enough that we
this.
had to do it. And he's doing pretty good and going on. So stuff like that, like to as I said, maintain the animals, making sure that they're well taken care of in the proper pens, stuff like that. So make sure the pens are proper too, maintained, like nothing broke down on you, or
We had
and the pigs you have to make sure you have water. You have to make sure somewhere where water is. And
mhm.
good thing we buy a little river, cause boy, trust me now, end up with soda.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a, I won't say it's a lot, but you manage and it's a part of the job. So you just have to just know, say, all right, just it's and just said we're not going in and we say, boy, we have a problem today, but we just go in and work, and if a problem arises, we just try to fix it. If we cannot fix it today, we just try to fix it tomorrow and whatever. So I mean, even like with the bees as well, bees can swarm, box can turn over,
Wow.
and duck ants. So stray animals. So you have a lot of factors just with
Um,
animals alone. So just maintain them. The crops, if rain come and wash them out, or any somebody get on tail and eat down whatever. So as I say, just have to be there every day and just try and maintain it and make sure it's everything going according to plan.
It's like every other day I'm like, whose idea was this for? Like, whose idea was this? Because there's so much to do. I mean, you have people that are far removed from farming, right? So they think, oh, it's easy. There's a lot.
Or them see a big farm and say, yeah, man, we can go into farming, and by 2 months down the line, them gone about them business. Come to the farm, say, yeah. So it really takes a lot.
Yes.
And I mean, for me, as I say, I like these things, so I will go out there and I prefer to go out there than sit around the computer and just look in the computer like this all days.
It's a welcome challenge, as well as it's very fulfilling, right? Because if you can see something that you produce and you take care of it and then it comes to fruition and you get money for it, it's like, or even if you just eat it yourself for that matter, it's like, or you give it away, it's like, oh, this is great. But you mentioned the fact that keeping things, fixed, because especially with goats, they buck everything down. And Regine, I hope I say this right. Regine came to see us today. He and a couple of friends of his, or some of his coworkers, and so we're doing the tour. And all of a sudden, there are 3 slots missing out of the pallet. We're like, "Ooh, what happened there? That's not good." So later, after Regine and the guests had left, we were talking to the guys after they came back from lunch, and they were telling us the story that one of them fell through the slots. So it's like it's
always something.
Video so we can get the whole thing, and so we can really have a good laugh. But it's always something. It's always something busted or broken, or just different things going. And there's always something. Always. When you think about crops, bugs and weeding, and everyone's just like,
almost not every day, but sometimes tick. I have to pick ticks. I have to be picking ticks. I'm like, where you find ticks? You don't have no phone. But I know it comes with parts of the territory. So
yes. But with all of that, like I said, it's good. And some days you feel like you're really frustrated and you're gonna pull your hair out, but then you're like, after you get through the day, and like you look back and you laugh, you're like, okay, it was a fun day, or it was fulfilling. So it's good. It keeps us keep us going.
And as long as nobody don't get hurt and everybody's okay and everything is okay, so I'm fine with it. So
now, one of the things you mentioned was feed security. That's a big challenge, where you said, access to grain, as well as finding grass. That's a hard thing to do too. So what do you guys have what's a good way to say it? Like contingency plan, like other things you can do for food security? For example, using hay or silage, or are you guys doing anything like that? Or are you still trying to just work with feed and grass and see how you?
Hay grass?
Yeah. Are you thinking of doing hay? Do you guys do hay at all?
No, not right now. We cut grass. Guinea grass.
Okay.
What? What's the man? Sorry.
That's fine. That's fine.
I know we get back feed. From from the farm store.
Yes.
And I know we cut grass like every other day.
Okay.
And then with the back feed and the grass, it's kind of help maintain and supplement each other. So it's not like they run out of food fast, or so it's goes hand in hand. And then they do graze as well. So
you guys graze your own land, or you go out and find places to graze?
We graze our own land.
Okay. All right. That's good. Because
they're close by.
That's good. Yeah. It's I know there's some people that go out to graze, and I'm like, I lift my hat to them, because to always find a new spot, that's amazing. And I'm like, and get your animals to go and get them all to come back. That's
even with security wise nowadays, I can't manage a headache. So, and because once his head started hurting, then come home and say, my head I go start hurt me, and then I forgot to figure out a plan now, and so let's try to keep it on. Let's be simple. Let's keep it simple. You say this is this. Okay, let's work with it. The system, and it's working. So okay. So and then with getting in the bag food now, I say, and putting the grass, carrying the food to them, it's working a lot easier too as well. So
That's good. That's good. I think it's a challenge for most of us. So for that reason, a lot of farmers are actually storing like either hay and or what's called silage, because it's something that you can keep and then use it as needed if like grass is running short or something like that. So
well, we have been researching that, so we
okay.
just haven't started as yet. So we're trying to get the shaft cutter
Shaft
or
cutter.
the
Yes.
yeah. Right. So I
Grass.
really
Yeah.
know the name, them, but there's no one going.
Exactly what you're talking about, because it cuts up the
So
grass and mix it with
yeah,
molasses.
so we're looking into getting the machine hopefully soon. So
That's good. It
so
would
as soon
definitely.
as we get that, we'll go on to that too as well and try and implement that to help, with the system. Anything, as you say, work smart and not harder. So
There you go. There you go. That's the key. That's definitely key. So what about prey larceny? And that's, I guess that's $1 million question, because they asked us that as more like, what, do you have any problem with prey larceny? Have you guys have any issues, any challenges with people thieving your things?
well, hopefully not, and not right now,
Okay.
God forbid. But in the area that we have goats, there is, because there are people that have their goats and they come up missing or stuff like that. But we or Nathan make sure build a mansion. So
Give a man for the good.
animal them were more taken care of than us. So, but me no mind because it's a bring the money. So
That's
them
true.
get a little mansion, so them well comfortable. So that
Nice.
can that will sustain them. Them have no problem. Can run around and whatever they need to do and so forth. And
That's
as I
all.
say, it's a private farm, so hopefully nobody not go there. I wanna know. So
That's true. Yeah. And anybody feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. What I've seen is that most of the cases, not all, most of the cases where there is predator lasting, a lot of times it's people that basically just let their goats go. If I'm wrong, somebody jump in and say, no, I've
or
seen a.
people or no or people that know that you have a goat, people that are close to you. Because for
Yeah.
example, one of the gentleman that has some goats in the area, that him let them roam.
Mhm.
He went away to his mother's funeral, and everybody in the area that know him. So it's not like him go to a road and go tell somebody that him gone. So
Mhm.
I mean, if you put two and two together, it have to be somebody that it can't be some random stranger that just passed. So everybody in the area know that he gone that weekend. You understand? So and nothing never happened to them before. They have always been there. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's just people that close to you too. So I mean, as I say, or I try to keep it as private as possible so that we can, make sure that animals are safe and stuff like that. Because you have to security wise, animals you have to watch them.
You have to, yeah. And actually, you reminded me then of Miss Andrea. Her and her husband came on, gosh, sometime last year, and that's what happened to them. They just bought a full blood boar buck, and I can't remember the time frame, but there's a really quick time frame from the time they bought it to the was stolen, and she found out it was the guy that was working for her.
So
Yeah, nobody else
see,
knew that she had that goat, but him. So it's usually that.
even and that come back down to even hire who you hire, so you can't like hire anybody or
Mhm.
stuff like that. So it's really
That's
sometimes you just have to just say yeah.
It is an ongoing challenge, but we are going to support each other and make sure that we, help each other through the many challenges that we have. So Chef Carlos said that's true. Farming is not an easy task. Your mind, body, and soul have to be with the farming. You have to be dedicated to it. Absolutely. It's not like, oh, I just think I'm going to do this. You're going to have to really be involved. So thank you very much, Chef Carlos, for adding that. 30 plus sow, or that included weaner and that, you remember you were giving me the number of your number of pigs you have?
Yeah.
And Is it? How do you do? And I
No,
don't know the terms.
well, that's not including the wieners.
Okay. Okay.
So that's just sows right now, and then so we hope to get up to, as I said, 50, so we can get the wieners, so we can help to grow it and maintain it as well. So
Okay. Very good. Very good. Mr. McCook, I'm gonna come and have a pig class with you because I don't know anything about pigs.
yeah, tell them we want to come too. We can go together.
A pig session, all about pigs. No problem. I think we can put a nice little class together for all of us. All right. So here's a really good question. As women, we tend to do for everybody. And we're running all day long, making sure everybody's eating and everybody's taken care of, and the farm is good and the account is good, and we just run. All right. So, do you take any time for yourself? And if you do, what do you do to relax and unwind from the everyday grind? And I know the answer. We're going to talk about it, but go ahead.
I don't know. Watch TV.
Hey, if that's what's helped you to relax, then that's what you do.
I watch Law and Order, SVU.
Okay. That's good.
I can catch a marathon. I'll just catch a marathon, and that's
It's binge watch.
and I have the kids, so sometimes can't really farm the kids, and then with online school, half of the day gone. So you have to try use Nathan. So, sorry.
So see,
one baby's here right now.
Doing an interview.
We sent out, or no, the other one left us to go and see grandparents. So
that's fine.
And then we actually have another one on the way. So it's kind of you have to, just make everything work.
Yes. So in all of that, so congratulations that you have another one on the way, but we have to do, and I'm speaking to the choir myself as well, we have to do a better job of taking time just for ourselves. Even if it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is, once a week, we have to, no kids, no farm, no homework, no cooking.
Sometimes I might write because
you need to get away from the house. I'm still thinking when you're at the house.
it's more work because I'm doing a little writing now because I'm trying to write a book. So it's always trying to find something to do.
Yes. So that's great because you can kill two birds with one stone. You get away for either half an hour, whatever it is. You work on your book. That's something you want to do. And then you get your little break.
Well, that's
easy.
And then with being pregnant now, I can't really do my usual activities. So I'm just chilling.
That's
I'm
good.
just trying to just
I'll take one order. I just want to make sure you're doing something for yourself.
So hopefully after the baby, I just leave Nathan with the three of them. And I just let him know, say I'm gone.
There you go.
I see you after the weekend.
See you when I come back. Just make sure nobody's dead, but everything else we can live with.
Right. Just make sure I'm alive.
Make sure I'm alive. Everything else we can work with. Very good. Very good. So okay. There's some people that are more involved than others. Like, do you keep up with what's going on in Jamaica, with the Ministry of Agriculture, with anything that's going on? Do you really keep up with any of that? Really? Yes? No? Really?
Kind of, but anytime I do, I get upset. So I just try not to.
That's true. All right. And this is not a specific question. This is more of a question of, can you think of anything that if you could have your way and talk to the Ministry of Agriculture or the Minister of Agriculture, however you say that, and talk to them and say, hey, if we could get X, Y, or Z, this would be great. Can you think of anything like that? Or
them need to just come on ground and send out people to help the people because we need help. And all over the country, Western Jamaica, anywhere farming is, everybody need help. We need help. So only can just go on and put out picture, oh, we build a road, we do this, we still need help. What we do?
What kind
Poor
of
people need
specifically,
help.
what kind of help you looking for? Like what kind of help? I'm not saying I have the answer, but hey, we're putting it out here. It's gonna be online, so maybe he'll see it. What kind of help?
I mean, even just like people that live in rural areas, we lucky so we have a little vehicle can carry us to our farm or whatever it is. Some people don't have no vehicles, some people don't have anything to carry them anywhere. How them going to get them say them have what you call it, networking where you can produce a farm, producer or whatever it is, and they will take it out. Nobody, it just seems not, it doesn't seem like it's working. So I was think that they would need some more help. And naturally, some Jamaicans are not as advanced as some, but still, we still need a little help. So not because we're not advanced, mean we don't need help or we can't be more advanced or get advanced. If you help with them, So I mean, even though that's watching this coffee farmer cut down the whole coffee because he's not getting no value for his money. True, is a little farmer, but true, if it was one of the bigger farmer, them know, true, him investor or whatever it is, he might get fee big money or whatever it is for supply, Starbucks or whoever they want supply. The man wanting money to come spend how much millions for invest in them farm. So, well, we can't say return to, not because we are poor people, we want, so we can elevate to. So, it don't make no sense. So that's why I'm saying we just stay in the back, make sure say we sustain and whoever else needs to sustain around us and we will move forward. So if we want, we can go down to Shamsharp Square with some pack cards. Anybody want to join?
we won't do that just now. We'll try other means at first. So it sounds like creating clusters. Do you guys have any clusters or groups in your area that, because I think if several farmers cluster and work together, you guys can work you have a bigger voice, right? To put out there to say, we need help with this X, Y, or Z, or maybe even the cluster can get a delivery van or delivery truck or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm just throwing out ideas. I don't know.
Some people don't have the consistency. So even though we might want to form clusters, it might not be, So I mean, if we do, I mean, I'm not saying that, we don't want to. If there are people out there that want to, we're willing to, come together and we work and do something, because it's always good to work with people and grow, because me I eat, you I eat, everybody we eat, and not one man we eat, everybody hungry. So, and then, I mean, even in doing that, some people, people are, some hand will bite, the hand them feed and stuff like that, but so you still have to be aware of who you cluster with and stuff like that. So it's just pros and cons.
That's true. You have to find like-minded people. And you hit on a very valid point, is that most, I don't want to generalize, but you have a challenge where people are not consistent. Like 1 month they're going to have all this one thing. They don't spread everything out so that they can consistently deliver. It's like 1 month they have a ton of callaloo and next month they don't have nothing. And it's like,
right,
your system so that every month you can deliver X amount of.
So like for us, we do multi-crops so that we have, a variety of crops coming out, and then it was sustained to get, so the next month we have some more crops coming. So
is the key. Yeah, I can't come to you 1 month and you have all this callaloo and I don't see you for the next 5 months. Yeah, I'm not, and then I can't depend on you. So so a lot of time, so I think a part of it then is education.
Right, even education.
A lot of people that grew up with, this is what my parents did, this is what my grandparents did. They did all of this one time and tried to sell all of it and then live on that money for the rest of the year. It's like,
and then not everybody can afford to go case, and then case is all the way at the other end of the planet. So I mean, even if they can maybe a little class, or probably I don't know, whoever in charge can come and be like, okay, let's see if we can get, say, for example, Talia or whatever her name, she's a teacher. Let's teach her some information. Probably she can go around on the farms and educate your pair, give her a stipend, something.
You mentioned RADA. Are you guys registered with RADA?
Yes. Yes.
Do you get a lot of help from Rada?
Somewhat.
Okay.
Somewhat.
Okay. Yes.
Somewhat.
I
I'm not
think
gonna
parents
put
do a
them.
better job than others, but I think that's another group that can really, and I think somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's their role. They're supposed to be helping and supporting small farmers and educating them and helping
As far
them.
as I know, they're supposed to just, or I know, not sure about the
Mhm.
helping part, but I know they educate you and guide
Edu-
you
yeah, definitely
towards
educating. Yeah.
what to do. So, in terms of material wise, they'll say, hey, this is what you need to do, and so forth. I'm not sure if they will physically come and help you, but
They're
yeah.
supposed to come and at least visit your farm and give you like direction, like if you have a question or a challenge, or they should help point out things. Because we've had a couple people from RADA that will come out, and like I said, some do a better job than others. But you
Yeah.
know, they showed their presence. But they're supposed to be helping and educating, mainly education wise. Helping small farmers. I think that's their role to help small farmers grow and learn
Mhm.
about stuff. And I think network and find avenues, but I don't know. Like, because I think they like have seeds sometime, and they like have irrigation equipment sometimes, and greenhouse equipment, that and like farming equipment. We tried to rent, what was it? Maybe a backhoe.
Mhm.
We weren't able to get it. It was tied up at the moment. Let's put it that way. But they're supposed to have all these different things
Yeah.
to help the small farmer that you're not going to have that. Who can afford a backhoe? That's expensive. But anyway, all right, we'll get off that little.
May I rather come on here and
No, they like I said, some do a much better job than others. So we take the good and we move with it.
apparently the one that have down here first, I send it back to Kingston because somebody not using it or something like that. So I don't know.
Okay.
The
Well, and
one for down here that's designated for was for here. So we'll
that could be
see how it goes.
all right. Cool. Are you involved in any kind of mentorship where either you're mentoring other people, or who's your mentor? Let me switch that around and then go back around. Who would you consider to be your mentor?
In terms of farming,
We can say, since we're talking about farming, let's talk about farming. Who's your? I don't know who's mine. I'm trying to think. Who's my mentor?
well, I mean, people that we see that are seem to be doing well off,
Mhm.
that we can learn from them. So, for example, even like you guys,
Oh,
we watch your show. We watch it. I mean, watch your show every Saturday. We listen
very
to everybody that come on, and we get information and stuff like that. So it's not really like limited. It's just
it's
information, just so we can grow.
yeah.
So it's not limited to just one person or so
That's
forth.
true.
So,
That's true.
and
I
the
said,
other bigger farms that are out there, I look
uh-huh.
up to them. All right, one day you can reach there. So.
It's all about seeking out other, like you said, farms and people that are doing either what you want to do, or you see them where you want to go, and you take
Mhm.
little tidbits from everybody, because everybody's not doing everything that you like, right? So I like this
So,
from Cabra, I like this from Mr. Lincoln, I like this from Mr. Mackey, I like this from Mr. McCook. Create your own
and
farm.
do what works for you, right?
Works for you.
So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So all right. So if you could, the little genie lamp, if you could rub a genie lamp and have any wish you want for your farm, Chelsea's best farm, your family, any wish at all you want, what would it be? Let's stick with the farm.
for it to be successful
There you go. Okay.
and to live on the farm and grow old on the farm.
And grow old on the farm. Look, she's so young too, but grow old on the farm.
Well, I mean, it can't go wrong. My food, water, everything on the farm. I'd have to leave. I'd have to go downtown, go deal with the people there, or deal with nobody. I'm okay on the farm.
That's good. I know. You notice that you like to be on the farm. You really don't want to deal with anybody half the time. I'm like, I have to go where? Why? What? Can I just stay here?
Trust
Yeah.
me.
hmm I know exactly what you're saying. I know exactly. Okay, so for the farm to be successful, and to live on the farm. You want a mansion as big as the goats mansion that, or you want
No,
a big?
no, 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 no. A little house on the farm. Work a clean the mansion.
That's true. I forgot about the cleaning part. So
I
keep it
just
up.
realize when I get old, I can't climb up the stairs. So I have to make it small and flat. I can walk around, reach the kitchen and the bathroom and everything. And Nathan big, so I can't lift him up the stairs if not when we get old. So
How are you doing, Nathan? So, all right. So, do you make anything? Because you talked about. I'm going way back to the beginning. You talked about value-added products, but now the reason I'm thinking about it now is because you said you want to live on the farm. So a lot of times when people live on the farm, they take stuff from the farm and make stuff. Like I like to always explore and do creative things. So like dill grows really well here. So I take it and I dry it and I, use it in all my spices. I love my basil and I take the milk and make cheese and just fun experimental stuff. Do you do that right now? And experiment with different things?
Sometimes,
Okay.
but not anything in depth or anything.
Mhm.
Like with the honey, sometimes I do like the scrubs. I was gonna do some. I haven't. It's in the work same way, but like some balms and stuff.
Nice.
With the crops, I'll blend different things or add different things just to see what it's like or whatever it is. So, just explore.
It's actually pretty fun. And then when you make something, you're like, oh, that wasn't so hard. That wasn't so bad. And you actually love it. It's like, oh, this is really nice. So I love explore. And when you live on the farm, you notice I'm claiming it for you. When you live on the farm, you're going to find that you do that more because things are more easily accessible, right? You can just step outside your door and do this and step outside your door and get that. So yeah, it's the fun part of being a farm, being able to explore and try different things. Like I love and like facial stuff for your honey and all that kind of stuff. That's pretty cool.
I do sometimes I do a few wines. Cause like my mom, she's like growing up, she was like Jill of all trades. So she used to make wine, she bake, she do this, she make banana flour, bread, whatever flour, all sorts of it.
Nice.
So sometimes like, mommy, how you do this? All right, I'm gonna have this, so I'm going to try it. And so she'll show me and I'll try and we have our own little experiments going on. So
that's always good. That's always good and fun. Very good. All right. So is there any advice? So if you met a young lady, let's say just finishing high school, early, late teens, early 20s, and she said, I think I want to go into farming. What advice would you give her?
Go ahead.
And you think you want to spell out some pros and cons so she's not going into it blindly? and then
she must know why she want to go in farming because first of all, no young lady now get up and say they want to go in farming just like that.
You never know.
Most time. No, as I said, the few that would want to do it, go ahead. I encourage you. Whatever it is, trial and error, go and then from there you can say, well, no. Because I don't want to be like, boy, and then to deter anybody. So I wanted to try it and see if you like it. Because, as I said, sometimes farming, you have to really love it or like that kind of nature vibe. So go in and do it. So, if you can't do it, then are willing to go into it or do it or have that mindset, then hey, probably need to just go get a 95 or something. So I'm just being real. I'm not trying to deter anybody. But I say go ahead and try, do it. So even for me, if sometimes we're in the bush and my cousin and my family, I'm like, come, we'll go, just come, put on your shoes and come on, let's go and we just go. It's just you have to just experience it. Just experience, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, then because you have people that don't like bugs. So I'm gonna tell her, the ticks, them, the ticks. We can't tell her that. So she just be no. So, but I encourage anybody, even if you plant a little patch in your backyard,
That's true.
because one day, sometimes if you go in the supermarket, you can't find nothing, or go market, you can't find nothing, or
Hello,
it's too expensive, or it's too expensive.
all
So
the yeah. So even simple things that you never think about, like, okay, I can't find this, or
plant
this.
a banana tree in your backyard,
Absolutely.
plant a mango tree, plant a breadfruit tree, plant a ackee tree. At least you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So hungry, and you have to buy some saltfish if anything. So you're good. You live off your little backyard.
That's true.
So and it help with the shade, give you shade and fresh air and stuff like that. So listen, nature is just what it is, nature. It's
Yes,
natural. Those are the things we need. So when them cut down the whole of the tree, them and go put up high-rise building and all them. Not saying we don't need the stuff for people to live in and stuff, but we have to still help preserve our environments and stuff like that. So
so
because
true.
if we're not a tree, how we gonna breathe? We're gonna dead a carbon monoxide. Carbon dioxide.
And for those of us that don't have a backyard, you can do little container planting, like find a little container,
Right.
plant your little things in there. So I just joined a group on Facebook, Black Girls Growing Container. And I mean, it's amazing all the things that they grow in an apartment in a container. And I'm like, you can really do all of that. It's amazing what you can do. I mean,
Yeah. Can
you
do a
can.
little tomato. My mom, she's in the States now. Them have them little tomato tree and little this in them little apartment. And I say, yes, that's good. And I encourage them to do that because sometimes, I mean, and it still helps, I guess, bring them back to them backyard. That's they pick from them, and
That's
pick
true.
from their backyard and stuff like that. So,
So Chef
um,
Carlos has a comment. He says, I think if you're introducing someone to farming, tell them the challenges first, because you have to love farming to do it. I don't know if I tell them first, but I will definitely tell them to what to be
well,
aware of. Yes, they definitely. I would tell them what are the pros and the cons for me. This is what I expected, and this is what happened. Versus I didn't expect this, and here are all the things that I had to face. I would definitely kind of to give them both sides of the fence, saying, like you said, definitely encourage. You don't want to. I never want to smash somebody else's dream.
right.
I
But I
do.
mean,
Go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I agree with that. Say, I mean, you still would have to tell them that hey, it's not no easy task,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to break it down. Where is the land? What you want to do? What
Yeah.
type of farming?
Yeah.
Okay, then and then go down from there. Cause I mean, it's not, as you say, it's not easy. It has to be something that you're willing to put, say you put it all into. So, and you'll be working for yourself as well, or hopefully be working for yourself. So that you have to set your own hours. You have to say, listen, get up from early and go on a farm car, getting what you can get in the pool part. But you know,
And I like current,
um,
be mindful that everyone won't have the same challenges. Absolutely. Right. So I would definitely speak from well, I first ask them, okay, why do you want to do it? What are you envisioning? What are you trying to get into? And then kind of from that perspective, kind of talk to them and say, okay, love your idea. This is great. Did you think about this? Did you think about this? And here are some of the things that happened to me. And, so they can get a good feel for what's going on. I would also encourage them to visit other farmers and visit other farms. Like you said, your cousin come see what it's like. Come hang out for the day, hang out for the week, and see if you really want to do it or not. And definitely, like you said, start your own little thing, in your backyard.
because you have to just experience it first, not trying to deter anybody, but you just have to experience it and see if you like it. Because if you don't like it, then I mean, if you don't like it and there are challenges, so you're going to face the challenges when they come, because sometimes the challenges is not like no easy challenge. Sometimes it's just common sense, and sometimes people don't have common sense. So you have to just say,
Yeah.
Sometime I mean, like, even for example, you have like if you have a river and you're using a pump. If you don't know if it's a pump, you can't go call a plumber or go come all the way up the hill from the farm, or you have to wait till next day, or you have to fix it yourself, or say if you can tange it up a pipe, or
She said,
It's back
touch
electrical
I
parts.
do that. I said, I'm not.
You have to know red wire from yellow wire. So if you have to put back a wire together, so I mean, you have to learn these things to help sustain yourself and to cut costs too. Sometimes, I mean, actually, you might need a professional to come in, but at the point in time when you water or wash out the pit, the pen or water and whatever it is, and it stopped, you have to know what to do. What your work just done so for the day.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. So I mean, there's a lot that you don't think about. And then again, going back to Karen says, every situation is different. So stuff that you have to deal with, I don't have to deal with. But again, just give them a good sense of this is my experience at my location. So
and everybody's experience will be different. It will be because everybody has a different experience. It's life. It's just so it is. So you just have to learn to grow and adapt to it and just move on and grow with it. So
yeah, nobody never tell me anything. Me go into it kind of blindly, and maybe
there you go. And there now. And going and going. So
I'd still do it.
So and nothing is wrong. So I mean, see there, you just get up and do it. And I'm sure nobody never deter you and said, Trudy, what you doing? And even if they did say it, I'm sure you'll be like, sure, I'm not gonna go in on my farming now, because that's how me
laugh at me is really what they did. They're like, you farming? That's what they did. They laughed at me, but it's okay. Here I am. Now who has the last laugh?
Exactly. That's like always, but still, so you just have to just stay true to yourself and know this is what you're doing. And even like people think say, oh, I have to go get a 95, and where you go farming for? Where you a farmer? That some job people laugh at you, or oh, you're a plumber. Yeah, I'm a plumber. Me can't fix a toilet though. Me no say my toilet back up. Me can clean it out. Me not call no plumber for come or nothing.
I mean, I'll call you for mine, but absolutely, you can fix it.
No problem. So you just have to just get your hands dirty and know, say, listen, this is just what you have to do. So
it's like a go. Yes. Well, let me see if we've been chatting along just fine and dandy. I don't know if did anybody have any questions? Mr. Producer, are there any questions? Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer is my best friend from high school. She joined us. Hi, Jenny. All the way from Antigua. So we have British Virgin Islands and Antigua on. What other countries do we have? We should play that little game. What other countries do we have on? I know Howard is in B. Barbados or Bahamas? One of the two. He's in a B country. Did I miss any questions? Were there any questions? I mean, you were amazing, giving us lots of insightful information from the ladies' perspective. Let me put it that way. But Clark's Farm. Hi, Clark. How are you, Neil? Did I miss any? I don't know that I think we told them everything. They don't have any questions for us. Let's see what's coming down here. Bahamas. Howard is in Bahamas. All right. I don't see any questions. Anybody have any questions, thoughts, comments? Carlos Chefcos, as I said, you have to dedicate yourself to it. Sometimes you feel like giving up. That's true, but you have to make sure you stand firm in this farming. Farming over flasking. I love it. Farming over flasking. I have to remember that one. Take the time. Linda says, take the time. Oh, Linda is here visiting. Everybody say hi to Linda. Take the time is really important mentally and physically. Oh, that's when you were talking about taking the time for yourself. 30 minutes to yourself, read a book, enjoy a cup of tea, or just time away from the farm weekly is needed. Okay. We're going to have to promise both ourselves we're going to do that. Thank you, Linda.
That's right.
Let's see. Spanish down. Sell seed or check with Rada. Okay, we were talking about getting seeds. Oh, that was somebody else asking. Okay.
Yeah, Rada do well with seeds.
They do well with seeds. So that's a good source there. I don't think we have any questions. Anybody have any questions? Well, if they don't, I think we saw a little head bopping in and out of your camera there. So we know you have your hands full, and we do appreciate. Thank you, Nathan, for babysitting. He's not babysitting. He's his
I'm not a choice.
so allowing us to have this time together, Yendi. Thank you so much. It was
This
so
is
great to find.
this is my little my 1 hour to myself.
Oh. Hey, you take it anywhere you can take it, right?
Right.
Awesome. Well, good to see again, meet you face to face, virtually, of course. And we do appreciate you and Natty supporting us behind the scenes, being a part of the family. And we'll have to get together sometime soon. I'll have to come out to Montego Bay area and see you
And
guys.
we'll come up to you guys.
Samira, come and see us. Yes, we would love to have you guys.
Tell me where you guys are again.
Highgate. Highgate, Samiri.
Okay.
Familiar with
Had an aunt up that side.
Okay. We're all the way up there. If you know where St. Mary High School is, we're close
Yes,
to
they're
that.
I think they're close to there. Jones is
Joneses.
some
Not so sure.
no
Not so sure.
somewhere close to there.
Anyway, come on up, my dear. We'd love to have you. So you have a wonderful evening. Everybody enjoy your lockdown Saturday. And remember, tomorrow's 2 o'clock is lockdown. Nobody on the road. Everybody be home. Okay. And we will see you guys next week. You guys tune in, same time, same place. We'll have another rousing discussion with someone else. But thanks again, Yendi. And you want to say any last comments to everybody?
Thanks for tuning in.
There you go. Thank you.
And thank you for having me.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Okay. All right, guys.
Bye.
See you next week. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.